Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today I want to talk about sanitation in the Philippines. You know, public sanitation. You'll find that the Philippines has changed considerably since I arrived here a few years ago. It's really changed a lot. And what I mean by that is that a lot of trash that was normally on the ground, you don't see it as much as you used to. They've actually really started cleaning up a lot of the Philippines. Used to, you go by a sorry store and you look on the ground and the first thing you see is trash, many trash. So now you're finding that they have trash bags out for the customers that actually, instead of throwing the trash on the ground, that they will now give them access to throw the trash away there. So it's actually really been pretty good. Now for garbage pickup, you'll have times where they come pick up the garbage every 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes once a month, and you pay them 25 peso. Now that's in the city. If you live out in the province, you really don't get too much what they call garbage pickup. You'll have some come by every once in a while to pick up by the 10 from you, and what they'll do, they'll give you 5 or 10 pesos for the 10, and then you he'll give you that money and for the 10 that you have. Sometimes you have to talk them into taking the bottles. They don't really want to take the bottles. There's more money in the 10, but they do have bottles where they'll pick up the bottles and things like that. You know, like olive oil bottles, glass bottles like for mayonnaise and things like that that you had. So they'll come by, and sometimes you just hang it out on the fence, or they'll yell. You can hear them coming down the street. They'll yell, "It's garbage pickup time." So if you miss it, you miss it. You just have to wait till the next month. But usually it's not too bad. Usually they do a really good job at picking up the garbage. So, and sometimes you get, you'll pay 5, sometimes I get the kids to pick it up and take it for me in town. And what I mean by that, somebody going in town, I just have them just drop off the bottles or the cans in town and just have them, you know, get the money for it. It depends on the neighbor or any family or anybody that's going to town and wants to make, you know, a few peso for fuel, you know, and they get that. You know, it's not like, but you know, sometimes some cases you get 20-30 peso and it's enough for half a liter of fuel. So especially when fuel's, I think it's running right now about 40 peso, 42 peso here. I saw a couple areas are 46. Right here is 43, but I saw in town it's 40 peso. And you know what, too, something else that you're going to find is public sanitation. A lot of the houses here, depending on when they were built, they'll have what they call showers, you know, that they have in the house. And what they do, sometimes they'll just put the line straight out to the street. So when you take a shower, for example, the lines just run straight out. Some go in a trench, and some just through PVC pipes. Some just dig a trench from the house to the street. So you'll have quite a bit of that, you know, and they have that to where they're trying to get a fix on that, but it's really hard because so many houses in a small neighborhood, and sometimes, you know, they'll have it where you say you have, like in town where you'll have, you know, 20 houses, 30 houses, one small area, and that's what they do. They just dig trenches and drain it that way, and then when it rains, it washes it away, and then if it doesn't rain, well, it just stays there in the trench or in the street. Now, what I did a little differently is I have my shower go straight into the septic system. I have mine run right into my septic system, so I don't have to worry about that. And I did that for a reason. It's just it's better. It's clean, hygiene's better. But you can do a couple different ways. You can put in a leach field and do a leach field, and that's what I would do also if I was to do one. Over here we just built a small leach field for the house over here. Here we have it all goes into our septic, except for the city or the sink in the kitchen, we have that as a trench, built in the trench, with 5-6 inches. Actually, it's longer than that. It's more like 2 feet of gravel. It goes into this gravel and it has a small leach filled out with PVC. But a lot of cases too, when the water's running down the street, like neighbors up the road, things like that, would take the shower and they run it straight out to this trench in the side of the road street. And what I did was I put gravel, you know, about 12 to 18 inches of gravel underneath my culverts out there. And then I had my culverts itself, and then what I did, I had gravel put in the washway. So when it does wash in, it does a pretty good job of draining. Now if we have a lot of rain really fast, it drains pretty good. I had it enough where it's at an angle that when it comes and it goes down, it just washes down the street about 2 blocks. No worries. But you have to be aware of that when you purchase a house. You want to make sure that you purchase a house, and you've got to think about stuff like that. I mean, so where does the water drain? Where does the showers drain? Where's your neighbor's water go? It's something I learned that from being in town, living in town. It's things like that that you learn here that you. So when I built my house, I built it that way. So we have septic. The water goes into the septic. I have my own drain field for my water, for the sinks and things like that. Then I have out there, when it drains and washes, I have plenty of gravel out there, so when it washes, I have a drain field out into my driveway underneath the culverts. So when it rains, there's no standing water anywhere. It just goes straight on through, or it goes down into the ground. If the ground's overflowed and it floods, it still just washes down the road. So something that you need to be aware of when you purchase a house or buy a house, where does your neighbor's shower water go? Where does their sewage go? Where does their things like that? Now you'll have the same situation happen with your sewage also, because here what they do, they just build a box. They build 2 boxes, one a little bit higher than the other. They make it that way, or they make it to where the other one drains into the other one that causes the septic to flow. But there's no leach fields. They don't put leach fields in these here. And the problem with that is they overfill. We lived in a house in town. It overfilled within 8 months, something like that. So you'll have that happen quite a bit too. And what you do, the only way you do it is you either pump it out, which is very rare, or you build or you have another septic dug. Now the smartest thing is always put a leach field into your septic. That way it drains out the good and get the gray water, so the black water. So it really helps out having a leach field in your system. So it's things to look at whenever you come to the Philippines and you're getting ready to purchase, or even renting. We rented a house in town. Same situation. American had the house, but he did not drain the new apartments, but did not drain it. And I think we stayed there one day because it was just horrible the way it was set up, because you would be sitting there and things would be floating, going right by and sitting on the back porch. You don't want that. So it was just designed improperly. It's a proper situation there. There's codes, of course, and there's codes to be done, but in some instances it's the property was grandfathered in, or it's been there, or they just built it without whatever. So you have to be thinking about that when you do. So public sanitation, your showers and things like that, is something to think about. So I decided to do that because guess what? I had that question asked me yesterday afternoon by some guys that are here in town. Some gentlemen that came in town, they were asking me, it's like, what do you think about this? What about if I move over here? What about, well, let me tell you, if you move over there, this is what will happen. Oh, we didn't know that. So me being familiar with the area helped them out, so they made a decision somewhere else. I told them another place was available, so it worked out perfectly for them. So even the city water, so be careful and do not drink city water. Make sure you have some type of filter system. You can actually catch your rainwater and do it that way, and then still have some type of filter system. But I would never drink it. I would make sure you have one heck of a good filter system for your water. And showers and things like that, you can easily do showers with water, rainwater, but make sure you filter it, meaning have a screen over it and some type of filtration system, because even the city water in some cases, even in Davao and in Manila, when I was in Manila, take the shower and it's still brown water. It's not because I'm that dirty, it's just the water is brown. And I don't know if it happens. It's happened to me no matter where I was at Manila, and it's happened to me a few times. Davao, CDO, I've not had that problem. Here we have that problem sometimes. Yeah, where the water is clear water coming out, but once in the shower, it's brown when it flows out and you see it. So I thought I'd do this video real quick and give you guys some ideas, something to think about, something to be aware of. But one thing about it, there's nothing better than being here in the Philippines and waking up and enjoying ourselves here. I want to thank everybody for watching, and please hit subscribe.